Hey everyone, my name is Aixa, and today I interview one of the best singers and songwriters of our generation. Her name is Tayler Buono, and she's an independent artist from the United States. Sadly, we had some technical issues at the beginning of the interview. We didn't get the first part recorded, but we were talking about her last song that she put out in February of this year, Mirror in My Living Room. She told me it was about self-love, and we just continue to talk about that for a little bit, and then we move to the next part. I will leave you with the second part of the interview now. Okay, talking about Mirror in My Living Room, I was thinking you made such a huge progress, and I would honestly tell you that I don't know, or I can't imagine what you went through. But in your album, How to Get Through a Breakup, released last year in October, I can actually get an idea because of the way that you write, and the way that you sing it. It's so vulnerable and so real, like so raw, that even if someone hasn't been through the same, you still can feel everything so deep, and that's like a gift that you have. um yeah. And so I wanted to ask you about How to Get Through a Breakup and the writing process. Was it different from the usual one? Because you have like portrayed each stage of a breakup so well that I'm curious about how long it took you to finish it.
I really just, it happened really organically because I was just really, I kind of just, it happened as I use music and songwriting as just kind of therapy for me. Um, I would, whenever I was just feeling something really strong, I would just start writing about it. So I would always come in with an idea. And a lot of times I would come in like, I was just living life super vulnerable, which is just the way it's just the way I am. So I would come in just crying and just talk about whatever I needed to talk about and just put everything into this song, um, into these songs that I wrote. And then I kind of zoomed out and realized later, as I started writing a collection of songs, what I had written. Like that, wow, this is kind of because naturally I was healing. So I was going through so many different emotions and stages, is what I called it. But I realized I had a kind of a song for every stage. And so then that's why I called it How to Get Through a Breakup.
About the moment you realized it was finished, like the moment you put the pen down, how did it feel? Because you went through so many emotions and stages, like you were saying. So I'm kind of feeling like it was, I'm assuming that it was like a relief or more mixed emotions. I don't know. Did
I
it
don't know if
blended?
there's been like a clear moment that it was finished. It was more over time, like gradually
Uh-huh.
thinking like, okay, I think, and then because thinking I was like done healing, and then another wave of emotion or something would happen, and I realized that's when I realized I'll get over it. It'll get really bad, like I'll be really sad or really hurt over from the healing process, and work through it, and for like a day or two or a week or whatever that stage was like, couple weeks, and then it would start to be like, okay, wait, I think I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. And then something else, another memory would come up, and then it would be a whole nother like it would be a whole nother
Emotion.
bad. It
Yeah.
was every time the bad would get a little bit easier. So it was like waves, you know.
Waves.
And then I realized after a while the water like really gets pretty still.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, so it's been a gradual process, and it's of like lately the water's been really still, and I'm like, I feel like I can see clearly about my past, and just so grateful that now like looking back and I have perspective and I can see things clearly. It's kind of like after a storm. Like if there's so much or chaos, like if there's so much dust flying around, you can't really see clearly, but you have to wait for it to kind of settle.
Uh-huh.
And then you can understand what happened and why you felt the way you did and now I like look back and I'm just really grateful to be in a healthy place and to be to not be in a healthy relationship. yeah, I'm just really, really grateful that I mean, it took me a long time to learn the lesson that and realize like my worth and some, I think I had to go through that really, as so many people do. You know, so many people have to learn the hard way, but I had to learn the hard way. As in I had to get my heart broken a lot to really, I'm just grateful now I like know my worth and I'll never settle again.
Sometimes you have to go through it a lot and a lot of times until you kind of end up understanding what you
Yeah,
have to learn, basically. Yeah, I'm very glad that you're better now and that you had music to get through it.
me too.
Yeah,
Thank you. I'm very grateful.
it feels good because while you heal, you also heal others and help others to heal.
That's crazy.
That's what music does. It's amazing. Yeah.
It is. That's so cool.
So cool. So let's go back to the start now. When did you decide that you wanted to become a musician, and how did it all start? Did you always knew that you wanted to, do this?
I remember I was 14 when I really knew that like I have to do this. Like my mind was made up and that I have to do this. I was figuring it out, but it didn't hit me that I have to do this until I wrote my first song on my guitar when I was 14 in the middle of the night, and it just kind of came out of me and like the whole thing. And I was like, what? And I realized then I had like a gift, but, and it, I just, I just realized it hit me like the power of music and how epic it is and how you can connect with people in such a deep way in 3 minutes and 30 seconds, like within a song, which is so hard to do that with just with talking. So I just, I don't know, I've had such a clarity since I was 14 that I have to find a way to make it work and write music and release music. And I just want to
share it with the world.
connect that way. Yeah.
Do you remember what was the song about, the first song that you mentioned that you wrote? Or do you still have it somewhere?
It was actually a worship song about my relationship with God.
Nice. And do you still think about God when you write? Like you were raised on a Christian home, right? So is that still something that you have in your mind when you write?
Yeah, I do think that my songwriting and music is a gift. And when I write, I am aware that I have to just kind of get out of my own way and let the song flow. Like it's almost sometimes writing songs is like a spiritual experience, as in it just kind of happens. Like it's like it just kind of goes through me.
Right, like the information goes down to you.
Yeah. It's just it's like a gift when I get into that flow state of when I can just kind of clearly sing. Sometimes the melody and words will happen at the same time. And when I'm in those moments, I realize, whoa, I don't know how I did that. I didn't do that. As in I know that that's a gift.
Right. Like you don't know how that happened, but it happened.
Yeah. And I definitely think about God when I write because lately I've been writing new music, a lot of new music, and I'm really excited about it. And it's like my favorite music I've ever made.
Ooh.
I feel like I'm like coming, like just myself fully again and just writing like freely like I did when I first started music, why I started in the first place. And it's just like songs, and I would just be really cool because songs keep coming. I believe God is the ultimate creator of everything. And I'm a creator, but he created me. So it's like there's an unending stream there's an unending amount of inspiration to create from with that perspective. It's like sometimes I'll think like, what am I going to write about next? And then it just happens. And it's like,
wow.
so cool to like start letting go in that way and just let songs keep happening.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow. So you do have a you did realize that you had that gift at 14, and until now then you're using it to share it with the world, which is what basically you came to do to life, right? It's like a purpose.
Yeah.
I love it.
Honestly, I'm like, I look at my songs like they're like I don't have any children, you know, and I hope one day I get to have children and get married but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know. I hope, but I look at my songs as like kind of my children.
Right.
Because
they're like your
they
children.
get to go out and live on forever and do their own things for other people and yeah, kind of like that.
So cool to think about that. Yeah. Like you gave birth when you put them out in the world, right?
Yeah.
It's a good concept. So about your first viral song, technically single, which was a self-release track that shoot to #1 on Spotify's US Viral 50 chart. You said in an interview that you weren't ready for it to go viral. Were you ready with My Person and the whole TikTok viral thing behind the scenes for the music video?
Wait, the question is, you said I wasn't ready for technically single to go viral?
Yeah, you said that in an interview a long time ago.
Okay. And then
were you ready with My Person to go viral? I mean,
was I ready for it?
Yeah. This time were we ready?
Yeah. I'm ready now. I'm just any song that goes viral, I'm like, I'm ready.
Why do you think?
I got so much music.
Like, why do you think it went viral? The behind the scenes of the music.
I think it went viral because of the story behind it. Because it all happened so fast. I wrote the song and then I was like, I want to shoot something for it. And it was during the pandemic. So I'm like, I don't know. I just kept looking out. I grew up on a lake at my parents' house and I was staying with them during the pandemic. And then I looked out in the lake and I kept just like, and I was like, there needs to be, what if I could just have a bedroom out there? And then I was like, why not? And so I started Googling like how to build a set. And so I realized it's not that hard. I'm going to build a bedroom and I'm going to put it in the lake. And I was determined. I was like, I'm going to do this by myself if I have to. I'm just going to do it. And I started telling people I was going to do it. And some friends volunteered to help. I brought all this stuff back from Home Depot and spent a whole day just nailing and gluing and cutting and then painted all the walls.
You didn't stop until you achieved it.
Yeah. And then I just figured out as I went. I had a neighbor who he was an engineer, so I asked him some questions like how do I don't know, I built these 3 walls and put them out in the lake and built a bedroom in the lake. So I think that's why that video did what it did, because that was crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you see the music video, it's amazing. But when you understand how you did it and the story behind it, it blows your mind. It's like, wow, determination and amazing team, by the way, your friends.
Yes.
So important to have friends.
It was really cool to see like my friends come together. I mean, yeah, it was really cool to see my community kind of come together and help me do that. Anytime people come around me and help me accomplish like something, it's always a dream and always feels surreal to me. Like even yesterday, I'm at a photo shoot and I don't know, just my friends there helping. And I just sometimes I'm like, sometimes it's a little surreal, even though my career isn't where I exactly want it to be yet. But just the fact that like I'm actually still doing this.
Where do you want to be in your career? Where would you like to be?
I want to be selling out shows. I want to go on tour. I mean, I've been just writing songs and putting music out. But I really, really want to start playing shows because that's when it all comes together and that's when you actually get to see people. And that's the reason why I make music, and
Mhm.
like all that's like the full circle moment when I would get to experience these songs with people.
And
So
you're gonna do it, and you're gonna come to Argentina.
yes,
You're gonna see we have the best crowd in the world. We're all gonna sing your songs very loud.
I can't wait.
That's gonna happen.
Happy Argentina.
Yes, that's gonna happen. Uh, it's so crazy to think that, you know, during 2020 you released music after being absent for 3 years, and a pandemic happened in the meantime. Did you plan it to come back at that moment without knowing there was a pandemic, or was it all like spontaneously?
Um, I obviously didn't plan that there was gonna be a pandemic, but
No, of course not.
I
No
mean,
one did.
I would have. I wish I never stopped. Those 3 years I didn't release music. Was just because I got kind of in a bad. I was stuck. For a while, I was trying to get out of a record deal. I was with this label for over a year. I mean, a year I didn't put any music out, and then it was over a year getting out of the deal, like legally waiting for that process to happen. And then after I got out, I was just kind of standing at the edge of the cliff, like, when do I take the leap again? When do I start? And then I'm like, there's no right time. I have these, I'm just gonna start releasing, you know?
Mhm.
And so I planned my first song to come out, and then the pandemic happened, so I think I like paused. And then I realized, no, I'm gonna put out Screen during the pandemic because we're all living through a screen. So
So
that's what I started.
screen happened before the we wrote it before knowing that there was a pandemic, or
Yeah. I wrote it about my breakup because I couldn't stop stalking my ex on my on social media. And then I was like comparing myself and scrolling, and then I'm feeling terrible about myself. So that's what the song was written about. Apparently everyone does that.
everyone does that, yeah.
I
And
don't do it. I do not look at my ex anymore. I refuse. I refuse. I put that
the
away.
progress, evolution. Yeah, you started saying you should probably delete your fake account. Did you delete it?
I do. I did. I deleted that
That's
fake
great.
account.
Applause. Round of applause. Okay, well, it's crazy. When we think about the pandemic. So you didn't plan, of course, you didn't plan the pandemic to happen, but you still went on with it. And well, the music video for Screen is amazing that you did it yourself. I remember you say you ordered the green screen.
Oh yeah. No, all the music videos that I did I used the pandemic to just really get creative visually, and I made pretty much all the music videos, most of them from How to Get Through a Breakup during the pandemic.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, you did that. You did also the bedroom sessions, like for overdose, the Zoom calls, and you also worked with Victoria Justice for her first release after 7 years, Treat Myself in 2020. And now you work with her again for her song Last Man Standing this year. And I wanted to know, how did you connect with her? And if you like the experience, I mean, how is it writing for other people? Because I wonder it's not the same as writing for your own. How's that process?
Yeah, I connected with her about, I think we met like over 5 years ago. I can't remember, 5 to 7 years ago. I'm not sure, but someone I used to work with and someone she used to work with, or someone she works with, connected, just suggested that I was like, you should go write with her. So I met her in the studio. And that's when we wrote Treat Myself, the first day we met. And then I think over the past like 2 years, we've gotten closer, and I've been writing with her and for her project. And then she released Treat Myself. And I really enjoy writing for other artists. It's like, it's cool. It's like a really I think like as time has gone on, I actually enjoy it more and more because it's really cool to help someone else tell their story. And yeah, I just realized that if I'm able to help someone tell their story, that feels really purposeful and it's really fun for me and I really enjoy it.
Oh, that's powerful. Helping others to write. If you had the chance to write for someone else, who would it be and why?
That's a good question. I have to think about that for a minute.
Take your time.
I would like to write for, I mean, Beyonce.
Oh,
Some of my favorite songwriters, they write all their own stuff, and that's, I mean, but like Julia Michaels, I love her. Taylor Swift, amazing songwriter. There's so many artists that I love. Most artists that I love are really great songwriters, so I almost feel like I probably wouldn't write for them. Let's see, who would I want to write a song for? There's, I mean, so many people I would love to write a song for, really. Yeah, the list goes on.
The list
I
goes
would love to write for like Casey Musgraves,
Oh, I love her.
Sivan,
Who?
Troye Sivan, Griff.
Oh,
I mean, I would be honored to write for so many people. But that's a really hard question, actually. I'm not really sure. I have to get back to you with that.
nah, it's fine. I mean, you already mentioned a lot of great storytellers, and who knows, right? So, about being independent, would you like to stay like it, and what are the pros and cons of being independent?
I'm really open-minded what the future holds, like whether I stay independent or sign with the label. I just think my mindset has grown, like how I would go about if I was with the label. I mean, what that dynamic should look like, and I've learned how to be. I hope I've learned how to. I would hope that I would be a better leader and like be able to realize that as an artist, you're really like the CEO of a company.
Mm.
Your job to really take leadership because no one really cares about your music more than you do. So it's kind of learned that. So if I sign another record deal, I would have to keep that in mind. And but being independent, I mean, you can do whatever you want, and sometimes that's a good thing because you don't have to go through like 10 people to get approval or like on things, and you can just make your decisions and do it. But I still need a team. Like I don't want to I can't do anything on my own. But the bad part about it is financially, it's really hard to, it's just really hard. It takes a lot of investment. That's my biggest dilemma and thing. There's so much more I want to do, but it comes down to like finances and so eventually I would like some kind of either investment or a label, or I need to figure out how to get a song to take off and pay me enough money to keep feeding my business and my music and
Right.
that's the hard part about being independent is finances.
Finances.
Having the money up
This
front
one.
to fund things.
Right. Because the ideas, you already have them and you have all in your mind. You just need finance. Yeah, I understand. So we're reaching the end of the interview. Let me ask you about your upcoming projects. About a week ago, you put out a snippet of a song called Someone to Come Home To. And yesterday, you put a pre-save link for Summertime Heat. What can we expect from this new era?
I'm so excited. It's feel good and hopeful and fun.
Fun.
And
Summertime hit sounds like fun.
Music feels really good, and I feel like it makes you really happy. It's gonna make you happy, which is exciting. And it's summery, and so I am releasing Summertime Heat on June 16th.
Ooh, we have the date already. That's amazing.
Yeah. I haven't announced that on social media yet, but that is the date it's coming out.
Ooh,
And I'm
so
really
happy.
excited. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever written. It's really fun. It's like it's just it's a summer song. Wow. And it makes me want to have the best summer ever. Yeah, I'm working on finishing my upcoming project, but for now I'm releasing Summertime Heat. The start of summer, June 16th.
That's amazing. I can't wait to hear it. Can't wait.
Thank you. I'm so excited to share it.
I have to ask my last question now. It's going to be about Latin America, because you are connected to it. You have Mexican heritage. Do you remember you asked me once to translate one of your songs into Spanish? Dangerous, I think it was.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Would you like to release a Spanish song or a version of anything done before Spanish version?
I mean, one day I would love to release a Spanish. I would love to sing something in Spanish because I feel like I'm Mexican. I'm half Mexican, and I feel like I have to do something in Spanish one day. But I'm not great at speaking Spanish. I wish I was, but so I like to say I'm like a bad Mexican because I don't know enough Spanish, but I would love to. So one day I want to do something in
that would be so cool. That would be so cool. And do you know any Spanish words? If you had to convince the Latin public, what would you say to them in Spanish, for example?
Che, Selena, estos metes?
That's perfect. Also not planned. Che, salen esos mates, dijo. Tremendo. Okay, so yes, we are gonna drink mate when you come with your tour to Argentina.
I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither.
Love that. That would be amazing. Be the best.
Yeah, we're gonna give you all of our energy. Anyways, thank you so much for allowing me to interview you. It has been such a pleasure. Can't express you how much it means. Can't wait for what's coming, and we'll be there supporting as always.
Thank you. I can't wait to come to Argentina.
So for everyone who still doesn't follow Tayler, first of all, you're missing a lot. Segundo, Francia. And third, I put all of her social media and platforms on the description down below, so you can go and stream her music now. And that's it. I hope you have a good day.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Tayler. Love ya. Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye.